Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. It is your pregame show, tailgate show here from the tailgate. You can see the crowds have come together at the Atwood Plaza across the street from Greater Zion Stadium to bring you this homecoming matchup here on a Saturday evening. What a great way to spend a Saturday evening than right here at Greater Zion Stadium and at the tailgate. Caden Formaster here, Paul Ratliff, Devin Dixon. And we are excited to be bringing you the action here tonight. Dev, Paul, you guys are going to be calling the game tonight on the radio side of things.
Yeah.
And how you guys feeling about that? It's going to be a fun game.
Excited to be back in the press box here at Greater Zion Stadium. It's been a couple of years, and it's going to be fun, man. Huge opponent, ranked opponent, number 20, number 22, Abilene Christian. It's homecoming week. The crowds are great. I was at the parade this morning. Been checking in on the volleyball. Nice win, straight sets win this week. We just had the royalty walk by. I mean, love homecoming week. Super excited to be here, take it all in, and call the action tonight.
Absolutely. Paul, we're ready for this one tonight, right? A good homecoming game. And last game of September before we get on into more UAC action. I should say UAC action starts here tonight.
Yeah, UAC opener here tonight against an explosive offense. We've seen them hang 51 points against the FBS, perennial power in Texas Tech. So this is a team that can score, that can get out wide open and put points on the board. So Utah Tech's going to have to keep up tonight and get off to that fast start. That's kind of the formula, I think, tonight to get this game rolling in the right direction.
Now, before we get into too much of tonight's action against Abilene Christian, last week Utah Tech was on the road at UC Davis. Although they did fall short, there were some bright spots, one of those being the defense, Deb.
Yeah, defense was great. I mean, Quincy Leger, got a chance to chat with him earlier in the week. We'll have that interview a little bit later on here in the pregame kickoff show. And the defense got after it, got some sacks. This is a good UC Davis team, back-to-back ranked opponents. And you hold them on their home field to 32 points. Unfortunately, you couldn't keep pace. You lose that game. But the defense has been more consistent, I would say, than the offense over the course of the first four games. All losses. Trailblazers, of course, looking for their first win. But there's the secondary's been good. They got Jared Fotu back from injury. The linebackers, some of the young guys got some experience. They're coming on. And so they're going to have to put some pressure on Maverick McIver, probably one of the sleekest quarterback names in all of the FCS. Maverick McIver. They're going to try to get to him. If they can sack him 3-4 times tonight, that would be huge. But a good showing last week against the Aggies, albeit in a loss.
Yeah, and although, as you mentioned, yes, it was a loss, but coming back on kind of bouncing back from the week previous, they were able to hold UC Davis as a highly ranked opponent. In doing so, you start to see some bright spots in this team, and the defense being one of those. But a little bit of change of the guard as well on the other side of the football, and that's going to be with the quarterback position. So we know that Deacon Hill had gone out with injury, and Reggie Graff started the last game, but it seems like Deacon Hill is going to be back in the lineup, and Reggie Graff will still have his moments with some packages.
Yeah, and it looked like Deacon Hill, the last time he had a prolific game was against UNLV, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's shown the propensity to put up points for the Trailblazers, albeit in a lopsided affair against UNLV. But still, he's shown the most capable of all the quarterbacks. Reggie had a great game against UC Davis, I thought. Did the dual threat aspect of the game, but just too many turnovers. So it gets turned back over to Deacon Hill, and I think he's in for a good night tonight.
Yeah, I mean, look, Deacon has more experience than Reggie, let's be honest. But Reggie's not back down from the opportunities that he's given, and he's still going to play tonight. He's still going to run the ball. I hope they throw him. As soon as Reggie Graff comes in, they're thinking run, 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 run. And I know he was only 7-21, and he did have 3 fumbles and 2 interceptions. They didn't lose all those fumbles, but, that was his first career start. There was some bright spots. He led the team in rushing. Led him in passing, obviously. Had 1 rushing, 1 passing touchdown. So Reggie's going to be ready. I don't think that's the last time Reggie's going to get an opportunity to start a game, maybe this season for Coach Anderson and the Trailblazers. But Deacon Hill, it was, I heard concussion. He's cleared protocol. We heard the coaches show earlier in the week. Kind of seemed like they were kind of going to leave it up in the air. But as we got closer to the game time, it looks more and more like it's Deacon Hill. So we expect him to be the starter tonight. And he's going to have to try to score some points. He's going to have to try to get the ball out quick. He's going to have to try to find the right guy at the right time, go through his progressions, go through his reads. It would be nice if they could establish a run game. That's one thing that's been a little bit inconsistent, and they had to throw the ball a lot, always coming from behind. You have to throw the ball a lot. And so we'll see if they can establish a run game. This won't be easy to do against this Abilene Christian Wildcat defense.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to see maybe a little bit more of Chris Street back there making some moves. And you are going to see some packages, as you mentioned, with Reggie Graff. And he is going to run the ball a lot because that is just kind of what he does. I like what you said as well, Dev, though, is maybe the first time that number 5 is checking into the game, let him pass it.
Yeah.
Just take him, and you're putting the defense on their toes there.
Double
by
move, baby. Let's go.
And I like that. You know, you got to get a little crafty here. UAC football is here. This is kind of like a fresh start to the season now. You put the non-conference behind you. The UAC is now in front of you. And this is just basically game 1 again. And now it starts to really matter that much more when you are talking about the conference play.
And one thing that Coach Anderson knows about, it's about, you know, having a team that works hard. He said earlier in the week when we were all there talking with him on his weekly Zoom call that he compared this team to the year he was at Stanford that they beat the number 1 team in the country, USC. Right. And he said this Trailblazer team's just working as hard, if not harder, than that Stanford team is. Right now, though, the wins just are not coming. It is of sorts a rebuilding year, it feels like right now, but a homecoming win in your conference opener, that gives you so much momentum moving into your full slate of conference games. You really treat this like the second part of the season. You got the preseason, you got the conference play, and then you love to think about the postseason, but you got to take it one game at a time, and it starts tonight with Abilene Christian.
And I think tonight for the Trailblazers, do what you do best. Get your best players involved, and that's the tight ends and the running backs in my mind. Jay McHugh and Eric Olson and Nigel Osborne and Chris Street. Those have got to be the focal points of your offense tonight. Get the best players you can the ball in space.
I agree. Well, guys, we're here out at the tailgate. You have kind of scoured what's going on out there. I know you had a dirty Dr. Pepper.
It was good.
I know my wife's here with me. She's sitting off camera. She went and got a snow cone and got her face painted even. Got a little face paint going on.
Get down here, Southern Utah. You still got time if you're in the area to get down here and catch probably the last half hour of the tailgate and not miss the opening kickoff.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe we'll take a little sneak peek at the tailgate as well. Take a little bit more of a look at what they have going on here. But there's so much. We've got literally behind the camera over here, we have a catapult. So
I think Paul needs to go do that.
I think he does too. I think we need to see you go catapult some beanbags over there.
Okay, maybe we can work that in.
Yeah, we've got the women's tennis behind us. We've got.
Yeah, they're doing like a juggling contest, right? Like I think 76 juggles right now is the leader or something.
The leader, huh?
43 maybe. I can't tell. That whiteboard's too far away, but they've been flipping the racket. It's not just like this. You have to flip it every time you hit.
Do it on a different side. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yep. So we have a bunch of different programs here, businesses and college clubs and all sorts. So come on down if you've never been to one of the tailgates. Right now is the best time to do it. You got some time. You still have time before kickoff. Kickoff is at 7 o'clock. So a lot going on in that aspect. But we're just excited for some football here tonight as well.
Yeah. Let's hope that the Trailblazers put on a show for the fans. And wouldn't it be nice, guys, to get a lead, get an early lead, get off to a hot start? That's something that, you know, we've been asking Coach Anderson about a lot in the first 4 losses of the season. And let's see if they can get off to that hot start and give the well. I sat up late last night watching the Northern Colorado Abilene Christian game. And, man, that was a tremendous game, 24-22, and Abilene Christian ended up winning it. But if you watch that film, there's some things that I think the Trailblazers can do to make this a very entertaining game. The books, Vegas, have the Trailblazers as 16-point underdogs in this game tonight.
Okay, well, that's good information to have. Well, guys, I'm excited to see what you have for the call. We're going to take a break. When we come back, maybe we'll see if Paul can go launch a beanbag for us. But otherwise, I know you guys have to also get up right up there above us to the booth and get ready to call this game. But we're going to head to a break. We've got more coming up here as we are inside the tailgate show with Utah Tech. Abilene Christian is in town. It's homecoming week at Greater Zion Stadium. We'll be back right after this.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
Need an appliance or two? AWP's got you. Check out the remodeled expansive showroom, highlighting the Cafe series with colors like matte black, matte white, and modern glass. Make your kitchen stand out. Come see the local boys at AWP across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart.
Hey, St. George, this is Brian. I'm the new owner of your local Everbowl. Looking for a delicious, nutritious meal? Come to Everbowl. Our acai bowls are packed with superfoods to fuel your day. And it's where Region 9 sports fans fuel up.
Relatives coming to visit, not enough room, or maybe you're looking to host a family reunion and need a house with a pool. Well, Red Rock Vacation Rentals has got you covered. From 2-bedroom condos to 10-bedroom luxury homes, they truly have something for everyone. Plan your perfect getaway or staycation. Visit St. George, Utah, vacationrentals.com.
Your child's sports journey starts with the City of St. George Recreation. From their first steps on the court or field to becoming a star player, our youth sports programs are here to develop talents and teamwork skills. So get out and play. Check out all the sports and get signed up at sgcityrec.org.
Nets on Fire is the place to hoop in Southern Utah. Elevate your game with group or individual training with elite coaching. Hustle to netsonfire.org to learn more and see why so many rising stars hoop at Nets. Nets on Fire, building champions on and off the court.
We're back inside of the action here at the Tailgate Show with the Fan Sports Network. Utah Tech, Abilene Christian coming up for you here. And before we get too far into the tailgate action, we want to thank some of our great sponsors, Sand Hollow Resort, Ernie's too, and so many great other sponsors that are bringing us tonight's action here. As you can see, the action's hopping around us. We've got a lot of people out here. We got lines for food, for entertainment, and just a little bit of everything going on for the action tonight. But before we get too far here, we did have an opportunity, I had an opportunity, I should say, to catch up with one of our great coordinators, offensive coordinator for the Utah Tech Trailblazers. Without further ado, let's hop on into it.
Welcome in, everybody. It's the Coordinator's Corner here at the Fan Sports Network, Caden Formaster, and we are talking with Coach Greg Stevens and getting us into the game ready for homecoming this week. Now, from your perspective, Coach, does homecoming mean much to you guys, or are you just out there to go play a football game?
No, as coaches, we don't really, other than, they're wanting our players to do things and stuff. But biggest thing is we're just trying to get prepared for, our opponent. And tell you the truth, I didn't know it was homecoming until, they said that players have to go do stuff for homecoming events and whatnot. But,
okay.
For us, we're just trying to get prepared and improve and, be better than we were last week.
Sure. Yeah, last week against UC Davis, one thing that I've seen is kind of a trend with this offense. It's been a little bit of a slow start every single game where you start to get into your groove a little later in the game. Tell me a little bit about that kind of that first half mentality and what it takes to maybe try to shake that off and just get back out there and do better every single drive after that.
Yeah, so kind of a lot of the problems we've had, not just last game, but all the games is, early on we've struggled a little bit. We've just been making a lot of mistakes, kind of microcosm for the first half was that first drive against UC Davis. First play, we had a guy wide open and we had a guy go the wrong way, so we got a guy right in our quarterback's face, wasn't able to make the throw. And then on third down, we ended up throwing an interception. We had a screen play called, and the guy that picked it off was the guy one of our players was supposed to block, and he just did the wrong thing. And so the big thing is just we got to execute and do what we're coached to do, and we got to do a real good job. We've had a real good week of practice. Our guys have been focused, I think, more so than we have all year. I thought, this week's probably been our best week of practice, and so hopefully it'll translate to the game.
Now, there's been a bit of a quarterback battle of sorts, and Reggie Graff took over the starting minutes this last week. Is he going to continue to remain in that position, or are you still looking at some other options?
He started last week because Deacon was injured.
Deacon was injured.
Yeah, he
Correct.
was out, and we've had a bunch of injuries at other positions, but Deacon's going to start this week, and Reggie will have a package for him where he's playing and stuff as well.
Now, Reggie's the leading rusher as well, so it's still helpful to keep him in the lineup, but is that's still something that you guys like to utilize, is using him as a bit of maybe a run pass option kind of guy?
Yeah, he's one of our more explosive players that we have on our team, and so we got to find a way to use him. And he struggled a little bit last week, but as the game went along, he started playing better. I think a lot of it was just he had some real simple things he missed, but I think a lot of it was just nerves. That first game being able to start, and Reggie hadn't played football in a long time. Really since Dixie, because we went on a 2-year mission and then redshirted last year. He's been here the last 2 years. So, it's been a long time since he's played football, and I've seen improvements with him, and he's just got to learn to, relax and and play, and he'll do a great job for us.
What are some of the conversations you have with the line up front? I know that sometimes it can be tough as through this non-conference schedule. You've been playing up to a lot of opponents, which means they've got to block a lot of size.
Yeah.
You're going to start playing into the UAC now for the remainder of this season. What is it going to look like up front now with the linemen?
Well, we've had some injuries there and different things happen, and so we're playing with a lot of guys that haven't played a whole lot of football. Other than our one offensive line, we went into the season without 4 of the guys that started for us had never really played college football before, and they're getting to some experience now. We've kind of been up and down a little bit, and had a couple injuries, but the guys are working hard. We're going to be playing some true freshmen this week, up front, and so it's a process, and we got to keep improving and getting better. But I really like how the guys are working.
Let's talk a little bit about Abilene Christian here this week. I'm sure you guys have been doing the research. You've been scouting them out. What does it look like going against that defense this week?
They're a solid football team. They played Texas Tech into overtime. They've played some real good opponents, much like our schedule. And we're going to have to come ready to play. We got to execute well, and we got to take care of the football. We can't turn the ball over, like we did last week. And I think we'll be fine. I think we can move the ball and score some points against them, but we got to execute. And I'm more worried about, Utah Tech and how we're going to play and execute as opposed to Abilene, but they're a very good opponent.
How do you keep the morale high as, you're still winless so far on the season? How do you keep the morale high as you're going into practices every single day and keeping this offense motivated to keep pushing?
Well, I think the big thing is just, getting them to understand that we got to keep improving and getting better. We got a really young football team. And really a new season starts this week. We haven't played a conference game yet, so we still have the whole conference season ahead of us. And, we just, if we can just keep getting better every day. The guys are real fired up, I think, this week. And, they've taken ownership of, some of the things we've probably not done so well. And I think they're real fired up to start conference play and ready to play against Abilene.
I know we're fired up for some UAC play. It's nice to see familiar opponents. And we've seen Abilene Christian both here and on the road, seen them playing against Utah Tech. So it's nice to be back into conference play. And again, just as we like you say, it's the start of a new season. It's something new. It's something fresh. Put the non-conference behind you. You learn from it and you keep moving on. I did want to ask you one last question here with everything that's gone on with UNLV. You guys have played against UNLV. They've lost a few of their guys with this whole NIL thing. Do you ever look back at that game and think, man, would that have been any different if we would have had some other guys that were that they had been playing as opposed to the ones that you did play against and now they're gone?
No, I mean I don't really look back about that. More I think our problem at UNLV was just more us than them. I mean, they're a real good football team, and I'm sure they'll have some other players they can put in there. But it's really kind of sad, where college football is going with this whole NIL deal and stuff, and just agents and different things trying to demand coaches to give guys more and more, in the middle of the season. That really makes no sense to me, I guess. And but I'm sure UNLV will be fine. Their coaches do a great job, and I'm sure they got some other players that, their backup came in against us, and he's just as talented as the kid that left. So I don't think they're probably not too concerned about it.
Just an interesting world college football is in today's day and age, isn't it?
Oh, no doubt. It's, it's real frustrating, from a coach's perspective. Just, we're really losing control of everything, and sometimes these kids, they get bad advice from people, and, I'll be interested to see the young man that's leaving there. I don't know what he thinks he's going to get better than what he already has. So.
Right. It was a pretty good position. They were already undefeated on the season and
top
looking
20
good.
Team and looking good. And I don't know if he'll ever get that opportunity again. So we'll see.
It's good to get your perspective on that. I love getting a coach's take on those kinds of things. But, best of luck this week against Abilene Christian. I'm excited to see some Trailblazer football at home for homecoming. So let's hope we pack it up in there.
Yeah, appreciate it. We're looking forward to it. And hopefully, we'll have we'll put on a good show.
Very good. All right. We're going to step aside, take a break here. More coming up on the Fan Sports Network. Stick around.
Create your own relaxing, comfortable space. Boulevard Home offers the guaranteed best prices on furniture, appliances, mattresses, and more. And buy with no interest financing. Shop Boulevard Home, because home is who we are.
This cheesesteak is so freshly grilled, you can still hear it sizzling.
I can hear it too.
Me too.
Actually, it's the
Hello? Cheesesteak?
grill.
Grilled right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing.
Welcome back into the Tailgate Show, everybody. I have a guest with me here. This is Maya, part of the women's tennis team here at Utah Tech. And Maya, you got your booth set up just right over here.
Yes,
and one thing that we have at the tailgate is fun stuff. You got one of your teammates over here kind of showing us competition you guys have set up. Tell me about this.
Yes, so basically all you have to do is get one of our tennis rackets and a tennis ball. You just bounce the ball back and forth 250 times through the cones as little obstacles, and if you make it, you get a little prize. You get a T-shirt.
Very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. Now, where are you from originally?
I'm from Orem, Utah.
You're from Orem. How'd you end up
Yes.
getting here to Utah Tech?
That's a good question. Basically, I have a lot of family here, so it's kind of been already like my second home, and then
Awesome.
when they have a women's tennis team, I'm like, that's amazing.
Perfect.
Met our great coach, and yeah.
I love it. That's
I
awesome.
know, I
Well, thank
know.
you for joining me. I wanted to
Yeah,
give a little
of course.
showcase of what we
Thank
have
you.
here at the Tailgate Show,
It's so fun.
and women's tennis is here for our homecoming game.
Yep.
So very well. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
All right, you can just set your headset here, but we have an interview that Devin did earlier this week with Ricky Mwae, one of our Trailblazers on the defensive side of the football. Let's get to that interview now.
Rick Muahe with me here, Trailblazer, getting it going. Local product out of Pineview High School. Rick, what's going on, man?
Hi, how you doing?
It's good to talk with you a little bit, and I want to ask you how you found Utah Tech, but you were right here in the backyard. But what was that process like playing for your hometown team now that you're actually out there on the field helping the Blazers?
I think it's a blessed opportunity. It's awesome just to stay home and also go to the college that is in my hometown where I played high school and have a lot of family and friends. So it's a great blessing.
Talk to me a little bit about, getting to know you a little bit. What are you studying here at Utah Tech? Let's start there.
I'm studying nursing.
Okay.
I'm trying to go that medical route, but it's struggling up here, but I'm gonna get it soon.
Talk to me a little bit about, some of the reasons you like staying at home. Is it mom's home-cooked meals, or you got a favorite restaurant? What do you like to eat on game days? You got a go-to spot here in town?
Well, I'm definitely a mama's boy, so I just love being by my mom. So that's.
What's her go-to dish
like
she cooks you on like a Sunday after a game on a Friday or Saturday? What's your go-to meal?
It's called soyu chicken. So it's aloha soy sauce, and you just boil it in chicken. It's like a famous dish in Hawaii. And so she just cooks that up, and I think that's like my favorite game day dish.
Talk to me a little bit about pregame rituals or superstitions, man. When you're lacing them up, you're ready to go, lights are about to turn on. What do you got to do every single game before you go play?
I turn on Fiji. Fiji's like a Polynesian artist. And I like listening to reggae music before the games because it just soothes my mind, and I like to play with poise. I don't want to go out there with just one emotion, but just be calm and collected where I can think of the techniques that I was being taught and to go out and perform at my best. So definitely just reggae music.
I'm gonna check out some Fiji.
Yes, sir.
Do you like Slightly Stupid, like Iration, like Revolution? Some of is that reggae?
Yeah, kind of
Okay.
over there.
Okay.
Kinda there, yeah.
I love it, man. Talk to me a little bit about getting homecoming week going this week and getting out there against your first conference opponent in Abilene Christian.
It's exciting. I'm definitely excited. The whole football team's excited, so we're ready to just flip the switch and go out there and just go hit somebody. So we're all pretty excited.
Go hit some Wildcats, buddy.
Yes, sir.
How big a family do you have? I'm assuming you're gonna have a big fan base in the stands on Saturday night.
So I got my immediate family, and then I have a whole bunch of uncles and aunties out here, especially with my cousins. Some is coming from California and from up north, so it's gonna be a lot of people coming.
Who's your biggest fan?
My mom.
Is she dressed up? She face paint? Like what she do? She's just always there for you.
So they actually created shirts, if you look in the stands, it'll have my number on it, and then Ricksta, and then like some poly design. And so my mom created that probably the first week and has worn it ever since. So that tells you how much of a fan she is.
One big moment there. You had a sack last week in that game out there in California against UC Davis. Take me through that play. Take me through getting that sack.
Yeah, it was just definitely going through the play call, and I knew once I saw it was pass, it was a stunt of some sort where I would go to the A gap, and I knew once that a tight end went away, and I saw that A gap open, I just knew that it was money. And so basically it was a race between me and the tackle, and I beat him, and luckily I got through the A gap and got the sack. And so it definitely was a team effort with Dane playing the 3-tech and taking that guard out where I can come free.
Got a couple more for the homecoming fans on Saturday night?
Yes, sir.
And for Mom?
Yeah, definitely for Mom.
Rick, great to catch up. Thanks for the time. Go get them.
Thank you.
Trailblazers DB Quincy LeJay. He's burst on the scene lately. Quincy, what's going on, man? Great to sit down and chat with you.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. First,
growing in California, I was really playing baseball all my life. And my senior year, I tried out football, and Utah Tech kind of reached out to me, and they brought me here, so I was excited.
So first love was always baseball?
Yeah.
All right, what position?
Center field.
Okay, so you had some wheels. Yeah. Those wheels come in handy in football, too.
Yeah, a little bit.
A lot of people didn't know who you were 2 weeks ago, and now everybody's talking about who's Quincy LeJay. Yeah. Well, talk about the progression, all the work that's taken to get out on the field and actually contribute to the guys in the efforts.
Well, my freshman year, I was really just starting to learn football, so I was really on special teams, just grinding. But during this offseason, I was kind of putting in that work, trying to learn the playbook and everything, and I got my opportunity, and I showed out.
You watched a lot of NFL games. Do you emulate anybody playing on Sundays?
More college football. I was really kind of watching some of my friends in Idaho. Andrew Marshall, he went to school with me back at home, so I was really watching him.
Have you got a plan as far as what you're studying so far, or are you still undecided on your degree?
So I'm a financial major, and I'm not really sure what I want to do with that yet, but, I'm still kind of working to that.
You got time.
Yeah.
You got time. How you like St. George?
I love it. I love the people here. Everyone's so kind. It's a peaceful place, but it's a little bit different from back home, but I still love it here.
Less stoplights.
Yeah, a lot
less traffic.
No traffic.
Tell that to all the people road raging around town. Everybody slow down out there.
Every time.
Quincy LeJay with me here. What are the coaches saying to you that's been really helpful as you've progressed now into being a key contributor for the team?
They're really kind of just telling me to be confident in what you're doing. They're proud of how I've came a long way, especially from just learning step by step, especially from being new. But they're kind of just encouraging me to be better and, just be more confident in everything I'm doing.
How rewarding is it? 7 tackles last week, and then this last game you had 9, so 16 tackles last 2 games.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm kind of just a physical player, and tackling is kind of just a little bit of my thing.
Talk to me a little bit about this is a good offense you guys are facing in the Wildcats. What do you see on film, and how can you slow them down?
They're really a really vertical passing team. I feel like run-wise, we'll shut them down, but passing is going to be a little bit of a challenge, but I think we can handle it.
Any shout-outs for any family back home?
My mom, my dad, my grandpa, my little sister, and my little brothers.
Are they going to be able to come to the game?
They should be.
Okay.
I'm hoping so.
If not, hopefully they're watching right now on Trailblazer Sports Vision and the Fan Sports Network. Quincy LeJay, everybody. Thanks for the time, bud.
Thank you.
That was Quincy LeJay and Rick Mwa'e bringing you a little bit of insight into the game here tonight. It's homecoming here at Greater Zion Stadium. Thank you for joining us. Now, tailgate portion wrapping up. We're setting up for pregame up to the Greater Zion Stadium. Rod Zundel and Ronnie Walker Jr. are going to take it from here. Thank you for joining us. Check out the signs back there. We got all sorts of fun stuff going on. All right, everybody.
Hey, let's go. Let's get it, baby. Out 3, 1, 2, 3.
Garrett Fotu. Ball on the ground, a fumble recovery by Utah Tech. Makes the dive and catch touchdown. Trailblazers.
Welcome to Trailblazer Kickoff, presented by Camping World of St. George. Your next great outdoor adventure begins under the big American flag.
Let's go!
Homecoming here at Utah Tech as the Trailblazers look to finish off a fun-filled week with their first win against Abilene Christian. We're 30 minutes from kick in the United Athletic Conference opener, Trailblazers and Wildcats.
And welcome, everybody, inside Greater Zion Stadium here on the campus of Utah Tech University. Glad to have you aboard tonight. We are 30 minutes away from kickoff, Utah Tech and Abilene Christian. Rod Zundel here, along with former Trailblazer running back Ronnie Walker Jr. And Ronnie, Utah Tech coming in 0-4. The guys talked about it. Nothing would help solve their problems than a win here on homecoming, right? You know all about homecoming and all the excitement that it brings.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so it will be a big environment for these guys, so it's going to be a big pump from the loss from last week.
Abilene Christian comes in 22nd in the nation in FCS. So the Trailblazers, they opened up with Montana State, ranked 3rd in the country. Then they went to UNLV, that now is a top 25 team in FBS. And then they went to UC Davis, that's now 11th in the country. And now they got the 22nd ranked team in the country. So 4 of the first 5 teams they've played have all been ranked either in the FBS or the FCS.
Yeah, you're right about that. I think it's just, for them, it's just be a lesson learned for them and for them to be able to play in their division.
And up to the level that they played against 4 of the 5 games. So let's see how good of students they are. Now, the Trailblazers coming off a 32-14 loss at UC Davis last Saturday night. Reggie Graff got his first start, the freshman out of Dixie High School, in place of Deacon Hill. 95 yards passing, 94 yards rushing. Deacon Hill, a starter for the first 3 games, sat out last week, but he's back out of concussion protocol. He's back now, and they're really going to need Deacon, as you can see down on the field. Number 10's getting ready. They're really going to need him and his Big Ten experience from last year, 9 starts at Iowa, to take control and get some sustained drives with this Trailblazer offense.
Yeah, but again, he is the passing leader right now, and for him to come back as healthy as he is, they need him to open up the pass game, and for him to be more so just like McIver, being a patient passer, be able to look through all his reads and to be able to throw the ball down to the right receivers.
Yeah, you're talking about Maverick McIver, the veteran that's going to start his 25th game for Abilene Christian tonight. But in the first 2 games and a quarter, for Deacon Hill, 49%, 2 touchdowns, interception. That percentage, completion percentage, that's got to be up for them to be able to sustain drives and get first downs on 3rd down conversions, and this is a big problem for them. In 3 of the first 4 games, they've only had 1 3rd down conversion in each of those games. That's not going to cut it.
Yeah, really not going to cut it. And when you look at the statistics, they need about 45% conversions to be able to sustain drives, to be able to control the possession of the ball as well.
And right now they're sitting at what percentage?
10 to 15%.
That's not going to cut it. Now, offensive line, though, they've got some shifting around going on there. Bio Kanike, the only guy that had a start on that line, offensive line coming in, he's not going to play tonight. So get this, Ronnie. They're going to start 2 freshmen, 1 true freshman, 1 redshirt freshman, and 2 juniors. And freshman Jacob Zarate out of Criffs High School here in St. George getting his first career start. Last year at this time, he was just in the middle of the season going for a state title with Crimson Cliffs. Now he's out here playing college football, his first start.
Yeah, from that, it's just that the next man up mentality. When your name and number is called, just be ready to go out and perform. Be able to play.
You talk about the next man up, and you know, if you're older than 40, you'll recognize this tune. Yeah. Mash. Yes. It's like MASH unit for the Trailblazers because they have 2 receivers out that played last game. Damani Wilkes and True Tanner, they're not going to play tonight. So you're going to have 2 freshmen, Ben Puplo and Josh Relos, get a little extra playing time. And also a sophomore, Elijah Simley-Flores, will get a little bit more playing time. You know how many combined career catches they have between those 3?
I don't know. You tell me.
0.
Wow.
So, and Daniel Thomason's got to step up. And then the tight ends, too. They've got to have a big impact now since they don't have a lot of experience, a lot of catches in that receiving core.
Yeah, again, like I said, it's the next man up. They have to break in their cleats the time to play in college football. Welcome to this world.
Okay, so that's the banged up crew, right? The mash unit. On the defensive side, you've got a couple of guys coming back full strength. Jared Fotu, Brevin Hamlin missed some time, and they came back limited last week. They're both back, and they're going to play at the linebacker, and they're full strength. And defensive back Jagger Williams, he's now full strength. So that's going to be good news for that secondary. And then on the defensive line, another guy that I've got to tell you about, Dane Whalen, transfer out of Nicholls State, was out the first 3 games with injury, but he played his first game last week. 5'11", 280. He's just a small, short guy, but he can dart in there and get it. And then this guy right here, number 17, Quincy LeJay, a freshman, led the team in tackles last week with 9. In the last 2 games, he had 16 tackles combined. The previous 2 games, he hadn't even had a tackle. Last year, he played 4 games and redshirted, didn't have a tackle. He's really come on, and he's a big force to deal with now in that secondary.
Yeah, and that's good to hear. And going on the defense, they set a record low 138 rushing yards.
Yeah.
From the previous game.
Yeah, they give up over 300 yards rushing, but yeah, against the best running back in the Big Sky, Larison last week. So that was impressive. They also had a season high 4 sacks and a season high 8 tackle for loss last week against UC Davis. And that UC Davis is a powerful offense. Yeah. And so you got to give them credit. And now that they've got some guys back, then you got to think that, okay, they're getting put in tough positions from this Utah Tech offense. And last week against UC Davis, 5 of the drives started in the 25-yard line and in, and they held them to 4 field goals in the first half.
Wow, that's
and a touchdown.
Awesome. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yes,
they're going to need that same kind because Abilene Christian, they score over 30-something points a game. Wow, so they're going to be pretty good. So, all right, let's go back to Coach Anderson now, and let's go into the film room. And this week's film edition, he wants to show you a couple of offensive sets. And you might know this, offensive sets that you have a couple of different possibilities depending on what the defense does. Here's Coach Anderson in this edition of Film Session.
I want to show you a couple plays here on offense that are really 2 different plays. It is all determined by what the defense gives us as to what we'll do on this particular play. So we're going to start with a sprint out by the quarterback to his right. His first option, if it's there, is to throw a hitch route to the outside receiver here. If that's not there, then what you'll see built in on the backside is a screen to the tight end. The first time we run the play here, you'll see the corner is off, so it looks like the hitch route should be there. And as the play develops, it is, and the quarterback makes that throw. You'll see Reggie Graff here sprint to his right. The hitch is there. He hits Damani Wilkes, and what ends up being just a 5-yard throw turns into a 14-yard gain. So great read by the quarterback, great run after the catch by the wide receiver. This time, I want you to look at the back side here, and you'll see that if that wasn't there, there is the screen that's set up to the tight end on the back side. So that's something that our coaches are looking for. Coach Stevens in the booth, next time he calls this play, he's looking to see if there is that potential of the screen being available on the back side. So now we're going to come back to that very same play later in the game here. So same play call, same design, but from the pre-snap look with this corner pressed, it looks unlikely that that hitch would be here. So now the quarterback's got to be thinking of the option of throwing the screen to the tight end on the backside. So again, you'll see our quarterback Reggie Graff here take the snap. He sprints to his right. They've taken away the hitch. He throws the screen backside to Eric Olson, and Eric does a great job of running after the catch and turns into a 20-yard gain for us. Again, I want to point out the block here by our offensive tackle, Rambo Maggio. Great job right here of getting on the defender, getting just enough of him to make him miss. And then you see Eric with the ball in his hands make a play. Okay, next I want to go to another defensive play here. This is a critical stop in the red zone. And, through our first few games of the season, we've had some really good stops in the red zone where we have forced field goal attempts. We've blocked some of those attempts. Others have missed. So this is critical when we get 3rd and 2 here in the red zone. We'd love to get a stop and force a field goal attempt, and that's what we're able to do here. It starts here. We're blitzing our inside linebacker. You see him walked up, and he's going to blitz. But the key to this play also is getting great edges set by our outside linebackers here on the outside, so there's nowhere for that ball to go. Let's take a look at this from the end zone here. So again, I want you to look at the edges that are set by our outside linebackers, the blitz here by Spencer Rich, and then Malachi Fakahua coming over the top and getting involved in the play. Great fits and a great tackle. So it just gives you a great example of when everyone does their job, they fit the right place, we've got an opportunity to play great run defense and get some stops.
Well, you like those film sessions, don't you? You learn a lot. Even when you go in there, you're thinking, yeah, I played pretty good the other night. And then they go and they pick out everything and say, okay, maybe I didn't play that great. Right?
Yes, sir.
Right. A lot of hours in that. And that really what prepares you and makes this thing tick, right?
Yeah, right about that. Yeah, so, yeah, Monday through Friday, you really just honing in, looking at the plays, then looking at the opponent team, just looking at what they do, looking at their niches and see if you can read the defense. You can look at different keys. You can see if this DB, if it coming down, you know that he's blitzing. If another safety is rolling over the top, so it takes a lot.
All right, we are going to take our first time out. When we come back, we will take a few sights and sounds from last week in Northern California. Good stuff. Horse and a dog are going to make their appearance, the debut in Sounds of the Game. Come on back. D.R. Horton is America's largest home builder, but with a local heart. Nestled just west of the Sand Hollow Recreation Area is a 600-acre master planned community with beautifully designed single-family homes, cottages, and townhomes called Long Valley. Visit us at drhorton.com and join us in continuing the American dream of home ownership and build your next home with D.R. Horton, America's builder.
Experience the magic of southern Utah from the sky and the ground at Confetti Pebbles Hot Air Balloons. They take you on breathtaking journeys across the stunning landscapes of St. George, Hurricane, and beyond. But why just visit when you can live here? Priority First Real Estate is dedicated to helping you find your dream home. Together, they bring you closer to the community, closer to nature, closer to home. Confetti Pebbles Hot Air Balloons and Priority First Real Estate, where adventure meets home.
Hey there, sports fans. Ready to take a time out from the sidelines and jump into the action? St. George Regional Airport has you covered. Score big with convenient flights that take you from our Red Rocks to destinations around the globe. Whether it's the bright lights of L.A. or an exotic getaway across the Pacific, your adventure starts right here at home. When you're planning that epic getaway, St. George Regional Airport is your home field advantage. All right, a couple of guys with a jersey reveal this week out at the Dixie Sun Bowl, Ronnie. All red tonight, red out for homecoming here in Greater Zion Stadium. We're counting down the moments till kickoff. Homecoming, Utah Tech and Abilene Christian. Trailblazers trying to get their first win, and it's a conference opener. And the Abilene Christian Wildcats, they have already played one conference game in the United Athletic Conference. They got a win over first-year West Georgia. So they're 1-0. They're trying to go 2-0. So, no better time than a President homecoming to get your first win, right?
Yeah, I agree to that. Like I said again, the big environment, the crowd should be very loud, and just being at home should hone in. You got to defend your home turf.
Yeah. Do you like the red? Did you like dressing all red?
All red. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
I thought the blue, but no, the red. It just feels different. So.
Okay, well, they're going to be all red here and a red out. Now, last week we were in Northern California, in Davis, California, about 20 minutes outside of Sacramento, playing UC Davis. Then they were the 12th ranked team in the country in FCS, and that's an ag school. They're the Aggies, and it kind of reminded me as I was driving down to the stadium, there was a whole block with dairy cows and farm equipment and farmland, and I said, this kind of reminds me of Utah State Aggies when I'm driving up on campus, or I grew up on a farm, kind of reminds me of home.
Wow.
Yeah, so it kind of smelled like home too. And we have our first appearance in Sounds of the Game of a horse and a dog. So let's take a look at the sights and sounds of the game from last week, UC Davis. We're in Davis, California, Northern California. Beautiful night here on the campus of UC Davis. 85 degrees, no wind to speak of, as the Trailblazers wrap up the non-conference schedule against the Aggies. Kind of smelled like home. And here comes the pressure, and down goes Hastings. And that is Fisher Jackson, the transfer from BYU. Tried to leap over Jaden Sheridan, but Sheridan said, no way. Boy, Jaden Sheridan's having a game. And there is redshirt freshman Quincy Leger again. He has a nose for the football. Across the middle, caught by Bryce Parker, and then he is belted. And it's a wildcat for Larison, and Snippen snips that out. The 35, the 30, down to 25, still on his feet. There goes Reggie down the sideline, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Reggie gonna throw, now he's gonna run. Breaks through a tackle, touchdown! Reggie Graff, 12 yards. And down goes Hastings. Utah Tech gets him. Here comes the pressure. Hastings goes down in the arms of Rick Muai. Another sack by this Trailblazers defense. Ball on the ground. It's picked up by the Trailblazers, and they're in business. Cody Carlson picks it up. Across the middle, caught Bryce Parker. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5 to the end zone. Touchdown, Bryce Parker from Reggie Graff, 48 yards across the middle, and then he turned on the burners and beat everybody to the pylon. He's sacked. Down goes Harper. Willie Engelout comes flying in and takes down the quarterback. And the clock strikes zeros, and the Trailblazers will head back to St. George, and they get ready for Abilene Christian and homecoming Saturday night. And that's where we are right now. We're about 14 minutes away from kickoff, Utah Tech and Abilene Christian. As you look at some of those sights and sounds, some good things happened. They were able to get some sustained drives in the second half and stretch the field. They haven't been able to stretch the field very much at all. The receivers just haven't been able to get any space and get easy targets.
Yeah, you're right about that. And again, when you're talking about the wide receiver, we need some speed. We got to create some separations from these DBs. And you've seen from UC Davis that they was able to lock them up. And you got to come back with something because you think Abilene Christians will have better weapons than what UC Davis had.
Now, for the good part, the defense. They're getting healthier, and they held the Big Sky's offensive player of the year from a year ago, the running back Larison. They held him to under his average and receiving average as well. And 8 tackle for losses, 4 sacks, both season highs. We'll see what they can do tonight against this Abilene Christian Wildcat team. The offense, Maverick McIver, the quarterback, second in the nation in passing yards, averages over 330 yards per game. This dude this is going to be his 25th start. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, man, you gotta give credit to the O lineman being able to let him be just a pocket passer. You didn't see him run too often this year as well. So yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we will go under the helmet through the eyes of a cornerback for Utah Tech and the final word from Coach Anderson. That's when Trailblazer Kickoff comes back, about ready for kickoff.
Welcome to St. George Academy, home of the Dragon Slayers, where academic excellence meets individualized learning right here in Southern Utah. At St. George Academy, we believe in challenging our students with rigorous curriculum, preparing them for a demanding college experience and beyond. And it's all tuition-free. Our unique Pathway University program offers accelerated courses, allowing students to earn college credits in high school. Experience the St. George Academy difference, schedule your tour today, and join us on your educational journey.
Yesco is a proud partner of Trailblazer Sports Vision and Utah Tech Athletics. Yesco specializes in manufacture of custom electric signs and displays. From the smallest to the largest, Yesco can design, manufacture, install, and maintain an identification package that is tailored to your specific needs. Yesco has been serving Utah businesses for well over 100 years with quality signage and exceptional service. To see how Yesco can serve you, go to yesco.com.
Craving something sweet but healthy? Come to Berries and Cream, the original spot for fresh berries in our delicious sweet cream. Locally owned and operated right here in St. George. We offer a cold, refreshing treat that's perfect for the southern Utah climate. Fresh fruit has never tasted so good. Berries and Cream, the original taste of St. George.
And the hype is almost over for homecoming week. Trailblazers trying to culminate it here with a win to finish off homecoming week. Just about 10 minutes till kickoff with Abilene Christian. Rod Zundel and Ronnie Walker Jr., former Trailblazer running back, here with you. And Ronnie, in practices, they can be mundane sometimes, but they can also be entertaining. And we thought we'd give Trailblazer Nation a little insight what it's like to be a player like yourself at practice. So we're going to go inside the helmet. We got a camera looking through the face mask, through the eyes of a player each week. This week it's cornerback Jaden Sheridan. He takes us along for the ride. So here is Jaden Sheridan inside the helmet.
Jaden Sheridan, Palmdale, California cornerback. Let's go have some fun, guys. It's all happens pretty fast. You gotta look. You gotta be looking. Oh yeah! Come on. You always do that little stutter, Juju. Yeah, I did wake up with some crazy hair today. Hey, you see? He didn't go all the way across, yeah? All right, bro, I was kind of aggressive, brother. Oh, you could have picked it! Watch out, Jay, boom! Hey, you right? Yeah, two more. Hey, no. I got him.
Tried to leap over Jaden Sheridan.
Hey, that UC Davis guy, he really thought he could jump over you? Oh yeah, no, that was crazy, brother. That was wild, brother. I couldn't let him do that.
I better not see it happen.
Ever. And that's the second time somebody tried to hurdle me here at this school too. Yeah, nah, not this year, but it was like last year, I think.
Yeah, the pictures were cool.
Oh yeah, haming them up.
I was ready for like it.
Low key? Yeah, bro. I had a lot of momentum going though, so it was like I couldn't really. But it was good though. I got him down. That's all that matters. What up, T? High quality H2O, brother.
Now that's what I call high quality H2O.
Oh! My bad, go, yep. My bad. Hey, Rex, Jack. Let's go. Hey, coach. On that double move, I drove it. And I had my eyes on him, and he took off as soon as I drove it.
And he's probably faster than the guys we go against. But as long as your eyes are right, I'll live with anything.
Yes, sir. I didn't actually get to come up to you and say good morning.
Hey, good morning, man. How you
doing? Good morning. Good. Yes, sir. Thanks for hanging out with me and coming to Blaze. Peace out.
You know what it's all about. For most of us, we don't understand the speed and the size of these guys out on the field and what they go through every day. All right, now it's time for the final word with the head coach, Lance Anderson, taking us back to last week and looking ahead tonight with the Wildcats.
All right, the key to great execution is great communication. We got to make sure this week we're doing a great job talking, great job communicating. We got to make sure that all 11 guys on the field are on the same page.
Coach, how are you approaching this conference opener after 4 very difficult games in non-conference?
We're looking at it as kind of a fresh start to the schedule where we get through that non-conference component. We played a lot of good football teams, and then that has prepared us now to get conference play started.
You did a lot of better things last week at UC Davis. How can you move that now into conference play and improve on that to be able to get better as a team?
Still kind of the same message. Just we still need more consistent execution. We need to be better running the ball on offense. We made great strides in stopping the run on defense. That must continue. And then I think our execution on third down on both sides is going to be huge. Offensively, we need a great improvement from where we were last week. And then defensively, solid, but we need better there. We need a few more stops on third down.
Deacon Hill, touchdown! Oh my goodness, where did that come from?
You got Deacon Hill back, looking to be more stable in that quarterback with Reggie coming in special circumstances. That's kind of what you guys were banking on at the beginning of the season. So how much is that going to improve your chances?
I think it'll be great to get Deacon back. Both Deacon and Reggie have really been competing this week. A lot of good reps for both of them. And I think it's good to have that package for Reggie where, he can utilize his legs and his athletic ability, as he continues to develop as a passer. And, it'll be important in the game, too, to get Deacon in rhythm, throwing the football, moving the chains, converting those third downs will be big.
It seems like every week, every position has a couple of players banged up. You're going to be missing a couple of receivers. So you've got to expect some of these young guys really to step up there.
They sure do. We need guys at the receiver position. Some of these guys that are new here, whether it's Trinette Estes, Elijah Simley, Daniel Thomason needs to step up, and we're going to need to get a lot out of our tight ends this week as well.
Defensively, you've got almost all your guys back and hopefully 100%. So you're going to be able to see what your defense made of.
Yeah, we're still a little banged up, still missing a couple guys, but we are more healthy, especially when you look at guys like Jared Fotu and Brevin Hamblin. They've had a full week of practice for the first time really since before Montana State, so that should be helpful.
Abilene Christian starts with their quarterback, McIver. He's got a big arm. He can run the ball, and he runs that offense. He's a leader.
Yeah, he's a very good player. I mean, averages over 330 yards passing a game. Really does a great job of spreading the ball around. It's going to be key that we're able to slow him down a little bit.
Homecoming week, looking for your first win. A lot of stuff going on. How have your guys been able to manage all the outside stuff?
I think it's been great. I mean, the outside activities are great. I mean, we love the attention, the excitement, and I hope that makes for a great game day environment on Saturday night. But I think the guys have really been focused to understand, hey, when it's time to work, when we're practicing, when we're meeting, they're focused on that, and they've been working to get better.
Is this week's keyword the same?
The execution thing this week is big. I'm going to put it on execution. I've always got to throw effort in there as well. So again, it's execution and it's effort for us this week.
And that is the final word from head coach Lance Anderson. Just about 3 minutes away from kickoff. You can hear this game on the Fan Sports Radio, and you can watch it over on ESPN Plus. We'll be back here with our Trailblazer postgame show immediately following the game. Kickoff, Utah Tech, Abilene Christian coming up. Thanks for watching. See ya.